Hey there, Maple Avenue. So I just want to recap the video that you guys just watched about Circeo. Now, there's three things that I really wanted you folks to sort of see, sort of understand, and sort of start to come up with who a Circeo was during ancient Rome. Now, the first thing I had you guys look at, or one of the notes at least that was in the video, I paused it, and I want you guys to kind of read and decipher what's going on here, is the quote there that was first mentioned. It's about 2 minutes within the video, and it said, "In danger, nothing right nor judicious can be done." And I put a question there to kind of prompt you, to kind of get you guys to think, what does that mean? And I put there, do you make the best decisions when you're angry? Because that's what Circeo is looking at. And if you said something, or if your brain was starting to think, hey, yeah, I don't make the best decisions when I'm angry, or sometimes I kind of wish I didn't say something to somebody because I said it because I was mad at them. That's kind of what he's talking about. That in danger, nothing right. We talked about judicious, right, with juries and legal actions and things of that sort. So when we talk about judicial, we're trying to find the truth, right? I use that word ascertain a lot. I told you guys I really like that word because it means to seek the truth. So judicious, we always want to ascertain the truth. And we don't necessarily do that when our emotions are involved in an issue. Sometimes we have to take a step back to make 2 steps forwards here. So that's what he's talking about there in that quote, just to get you guys to think here. The second thing I really want you guys to look at within this video was this notion. It said, and this is the multiple choice question within the video, it said, no dishonest action could ever lead to the good of the Republic. So what does that mean? And I put a question there. If you got it right, you probably are starting to understand what's going on here. If not, hey, we're here to try to explain here what's going on there. So here, Circeo is saying, if you do something wrong, your intention is not for the good of the Republic or good for the nation or good of people. You have to always do the right thing, according to Circeo. That's kind of contrary or different from what we looked at with Julius Caesar, who we know would sometimes do a bad action to get a good result. Circeo is the opposite. Sometimes you would say, hey, you can't steal from the treasury, the Roman treasury, as Caesar we know did, just because you're going to pay them back later. That's not how it works, according to what Circeo would say. Caesar, we already seen, that's what Caesar did. Circeo, big critic of him for that. So the second point there, just to recap, was that Circeo said always model, always do the right thing. That if you're dishonest, nothing good can come of that, even if you have good intentions. Now the third point was that last quote that you've heard and read within the video. Was actually a 2-piece. Now the quote that you were hearing was actually from a US president, while the quote that you read was from Circeo. So I'm just going to read here the quote from our president. It was John F. Kennedy, very loved president within the United States by many people. But he said, "And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." Now, I'm going to pause here for a moment and ask you folks a question. What do you think he meant by this? All right, pause the video now and think about it. Okay, so what he meant by this was we need to do John F. Kennedy, what he meant was we need to do our civic action. We must be participants within the government, and we must help our government out for it to reach its full potential, our country, our fellow citizens. Not that, hey, what free handouts can I get? It's not a gimme, gimme, gimme. It's a, what can I do for a community here? That's what John F. Kennedy was getting at. Now, the second part of the third criteria that we were looking at here was from Circero's quote. And he wrote, and this is the one that you saw on the screen in that video, it was, "We do not live ourselves alone. Our country, our friends have a share in us." Now, that share, right? He's saying that we're all in this together and that we together must make our decisions. We aren't here, it's not an individual society. We live together, so we must work together. That's kind of what Circero was getting at within that quote. All right, so just to recap here, what you guys just watched and watched with me in the video was Circero 1, believe that you need to calm down before you make decisions. Don't make decisions based off of emotion. 2, you need to do the right thing for your nation. Don't do a dishonest action now to get a good result later. Always do the right thing, even if it might be unpopular at the beginning. And the third thing, we need to give back to our country and to our fellow people in the Republic, not ask for those free handouts or things of that sort. That's 3 main points here that you guys just listened to about Circero. Now, next, what you're going to see down below in the next slide is there's going to be a small debate with 3 posing questions about from Circero and Caesar, how they would respond to them. So I just want you guys to kind of read through those. The question will be there, and then Caesar's side and Circero's side will be listed. And then there will be just a discussion board on the Schoology account here that you guys will go into and kind of put your thoughts about what you thought would come about. I'll put these directions down below as well. All right, thanks.